I've never really talked about this night in detail before, mainly because every time I think about it, I get this tight, anxious feeling in my chest. But if sharing this makes even one person think twice before driving alone on a deserted highway at night, then it's worth it. It happened 2 years ago. I was 24 at the time. My girlfriend lived in a small town about 3 hours away from where I worked. We did the long-distance thing for a while, and every other weekend, one of us would make the drive. That weekend, it was my turn. I left her place around 10 p.m. on a Sunday. I know, stupid decision in hindsight. I should have left earlier, but we lost track of time, and I figured I'd rather drive through the night than wake up at 5 a.m. the next day. The route I always took was mostly highway, cutting through a long stretch of nothing. No gas stations, no towns, just miles of open road surrounded by forests and farmland. It's a beautiful drive during the day. At night, it's a different story. About an hour into the drive, I realized how isolated that road actually was. Not a single car in sight ahead or behind. Just my headlights cutting through the pitch-black night and the occasional reflective eyes of deer on the roadside. Then I noticed something. Far in the distance, on the shoulder of the road, were hazard lights blinking. As I got closer, I could see it was an old, beat-up pickup truck pulled off onto the gravel. Hood popped. Someone standing next to it, waving their arms. My immediate thought was, do I stop? I slowed down instinctively, but something felt wrong. The person wasn't trying to wave me down in desperation, like someone stranded usually would. They were standing perfectly still until I got close, then suddenly started waving. Too sudden. Too rehearsed. As I passed, I got a better look. Male, maybe mid-30s, wearing dark clothes, baseball cap pulled low. I couldn't see his face clearly, but something about how he was standing made every instinct in my body scream, don't stop. I kept driving. Checked my mirrors. As soon as I passed him, he stopped waving and walked back toward the driver's side of his truck. About 5 minutes later, I saw headlights behind me. Bright, high beams. They came out of nowhere. The truck! It was following me. Fast. I pressed the gas, hoping it was a coincidence. But the truck sped up too, closing the distance until it was tailgating me, brights glaring in my mirrors, blinding me. Every time I tried to slow down to let him pass, he matched my speed. When I sped up, he did too. He wasn't trying to pass me. He was following me. I tried calling 911, but of course, no signal. That stretch of road has zero service. My hands were shaking so badly I almost dropped my phone. I started scanning for exits, side roads, anything. But this part of the highway was pure nothing. No exits for miles. No streetlights. Just dark trees lining both sides of the road. Then things escalated. The truck suddenly swerved left, pulling into the opposite lane, like he was about to pass me. For a second, I felt relief. Maybe it was just a crazy driver who wanted to get around. But he didn't pass. He pulled up alongside me. Matched my speed perfectly. I glanced over, and I swear to God, I could see him. No expression. Hands gripping the wheel, staring directly at me. Not the road. Me. Then he started swerving closer, forcing me toward the shoulder. I yanked the wheel right, tires screeching as I dipped onto the gravel shoulder at 70 miles per hour, heart hammering out of my chest. Managed to hold the wheel steady without losing control, then swerved back onto the road. The truck backed off for a second, then surged forward again. This was intentional. This guy wasn't just messing with me. He was trying to run me off the road. I don't remember making a conscious decision. Pure survival instinct kicked in. I floored it. My old sedan rattled as I pushed it to 90, then 100 miles per hour, praying the engine wouldn't give out. The truck kept pace for a while. Then, suddenly, his headlights disappeared. Gone. At first, I thought he backed off. But then, in the corner of my eye, I saw him. In the ditch. He had swerved off the road, cut through the grass, and was trying to pull ahead of me via the embankment. That's when real terror set in. This wasn't random road rage. This was calculated. Pre-planned. I scanned ahead and saw it, a narrow dirt service road breaking off from the highway, partially hidden by a tree line. Without thinking, I yanked the wheel and turned hard onto it, headlights bouncing wildly as I flew down the bumpy path. Branches scraped the sides of my car. Rocks kicked up beneath me. I killed my headlights immediately, heart pounding so loud I could barely hear anything else. I drove blind for a few seconds, then pulled off into a small clearing, shut the engine, and killed all the lights. Silence. Total silence. I sat there, hand over my mouth, barely breathing. My eyes strained into the darkness, watching the entrance to the dirt road. After about 30 seconds, the truck barreled past the entrance. Didn't turn, just kept flying down the highway, probably assuming I kept going straight. I waited, and waited. 5 minutes. 10. I didn't dare move. Finally, after what felt like forever, I saw another set of headlights, a normal car this time, and realized I could probably get back on the highway safely. I started the car, slowly crept back to the road, waited for the other car to pass, then pulled out behind it. I stayed behind that car the rest of the way, refusing to be alone on the road again. Eventually, I hit a town with actual cell service and pulled into a gas station. Called the local sheriff's department. They were polite but not overly helpful. Took a report, said they'd keep an eye out, but with no license plate, no clear description other than old beat-up truck, and no witnesses, there wasn't much they could do. The deputy did tell me one thing that still gives me chills. You're lucky. This isn't the first time we've had reports like this on that stretch of highway. Apparently there had been multiple incidents over the years of people being harassed, chased, or even forced off the road by unidentified drivers. Mostly at night, always in isolated areas. No one ever caught. I don't drive that route at night anymore. In fact, I avoid that highway entirely. And if you ever find yourself driving on an empty road, late at night, with no one else around, and you see someone pulled over, waving you down, keep driving. Trust your gut. Because sometimes stopping to help might be the last decision you ever make.